So the G20 BMW M340i was finally unveiled, and my god, it was a very anticipated release. The new BMW 3 Series is always going to be a huge deal because it is considered the benchmark of performance sports sedans that offer luxury, practicality, and a sports car all in one package. BMW invented this segment, and they have been pretty much the benchmark since the first true BMW 3 Series was created. But lately, some of the competition, Mercedes, Audi, other players in the game are really testing that hallmark that BMW has always been known for. And this car has been met with a lot of love and equally as much criticism. And if you're one of those that really doesn't like it, I'm going to be telling you exactly why you probably will like it and why 99% of those who say they don't like it right now will eventually end up loving it. But first, I gotta top this car off with a quart of oil. Also, I had a pretty fun weekend doing some crazy car stuff, so I thought I'd share a little montage of you. That's gonna be in the next clip, but if you don't care for any of that, skip to this point in the video. I'll put it right up here to see me talking about the G20 M340i. Let's get right into it.
Swords either past in the future and present. I'm living forever. My life too static is people that call swords the entity classic. Tell them to bring it if they want that action.
So the G20 BMW 3 Series, what do we need to know? Okay, so first off, the standard 3 Series model is going to be the 330i. At least in the United States, this is how it's going to work. The 330i is going to use a 4-cylinder engine. I believe it's the B48. It's going to have 255 horsepower, 0 to 60 in like 5.1 or 5.2 seconds, and it looks really good. Looks nice, especially with the M Sport package. The Sport line looks nice, but definitely I think if you're gonna buy the car, you definitely wanna opt in for that M Sport package because it really sharpens everything up. Next up is going to be the BMW M340i, and as of now, BMW has not unveiled the M3. We probably won't see that till early next year, I think. What we do know is that this is going to be the fastest 3 Series in the current lineup. The M340i is going to use a performance version of the B58 engine. It's an inline-6 turbocharged motor. It's going to put around 382 horsepower, around 370 pound-feet of torque. 0 to 60 is going to come in right around 4.1, 4.2 seconds. I wouldn't be surprised if those figures are underrated because that's how BMW normally does it. So this thing is going to be a wicked fast car. There is no manual transmission option available anymore, and that's definitely a big blow to a lot of the purists and enthusiasts out there, but the 8-speed ZF transmission is so damn good out the box that really I don't find it personally that big of a deal. And manuals, BMW has promised that the manual transmission will stay in the M cars as long as there is demand for it. So at least we know that that's some positive news. So from the exterior, this BMW 3 Series looks a lot more aggressive in terms of the design and styling approach that BMW took than something like the E90 or the F30 3 Series. There's definitely a lot more going on in the exterior. The front fascia of the car looks much more aggressive. To some people, it looks like there's too much going on. To others, it's perfect. I really love the new headlights, especially with the BMW laser lights, as well as the angel eye hooks. I think those look fantastic, to be honest. The rear end is where this car gets a lot of controversy, and I can see why. I do get a little bit of Japanese or kind of Lexus vibes from the rear end, but I don't necessarily think that's a bad thing. I think overall this car looks really, really nice. Going over into the interior, this is where the biggest step up happens in my honest opinion. Now, compared to the F Series, the G20 is a massive step up in terms of interior quality, functionality, technology, and just aesthetic design. You have, ambient lighting now, fully digital gauge clusters, you have a completely revised and updated iDrive system. The whole center climate control area with all the buttons and stuff near the dash has been revised, and it looks a lot less cluttered. A lot of room has been stored up just for more storage area, and it just overall complements the design a lot nicer. Higher quality materials overall, nicer seats, You even get the BMW intelligent voice assistant, so you can say, hey BMW, and it'll perform your commands, all that good stuff. Now, if you're not really a fan of this car, especially from the way that it looks, I can understand that. When it first dropped and I was first looking at the leaked images, I was kind of like, it looks nice, but I'm not really 100% sure. Personally, I think the F30 is one of the best looking BMWs that BMW has designed in the F80 cars. The F-Series looks fantastic from an exterior standpoint, so I had a really high expectation for the G20. And at first I was like, but the more and more I kept looking at it, as now a couple days have gone by since the unveiling and the leaked images, I really, really like the design of this car, and I think it's a design that's not going to look dated for a long, long time. It's going to look fresh and nice for the next couple of years. And that's really what I want to say, is that for those that are saying that, oh, they don't like it, they don't like the way the front looks, they don't like the way the rear looks, all this other stuff, the side profile, I definitely think that I can understand that from an initial viewpoint perspective. But here's the thing, over time, cars and their designs will grow on you. I can promise you that that will happen. Once BMW unveils the M cars, once you get to see the M340i in person, once you really get to see them in the flesh, and then once people start doing some basic mods like lowering them a little bit, tinting the windows, maybe putting nicer wheels on them, you're really going to see a major difference in the outlook and overall viewpoint that people have on the way that these cars look and perform. Not to mention, BMW is saying that this is going to be the best performing car. The G20 3 Series is lower, it's wider, it's a little bit longer, and given all that, it's actually about 150 pounds lighter than its equivalent predecessor model, and that's due to the fact that they use what's called CLAR architecture, I believe, which is basically the use of more aluminum in places like the fenders and the hood, basically to save weight and increase the structural rigidity of the car. Now, automotive manufacturers are really good, and especially the design engineers are really good at looking ahead and saying, not only what is a car that is going to look good now in the current state of time, but what is also something that's going to look good, that's going to stand up to the test of time in the future within the next 5 to 10 years. So they have to create a design that not only suits today's market and today's current climate, but they have to look into the future and say, hey, you know, things change, fashion designs change, technology designs change, car designs change. So you have to think that they are engineering for the future, and over time, these designs grow on a lot of people. And it's funny because when the E90 series first released, a lot of BMW enthusiasts were like, oh my god, this is so terrible, especially compared to the E46. They're like, I don't like this, it looks too rounded, blah, blah, blah. Now the E90 generation is regarded as one of the most beautiful looking BMW designs ever. Same thing with the F-Series. People hated the way it looked when it first came out. They're like, it's ugly. They didn't change it enough from the E90 series and stuff. And pretty much everybody that I ask and talk to loves the way that the F-Series cars look. There's a very small minority that is not a fan of them. So I definitely think that with the G series, this is going to be the same thing. Over time, the looks will grow on people for those that don't already like them. For those that do like the design, great, you're still gonna love it, and I think you're only going to love it more as the M cars come out, as the 4 Series comes out, as people start to mod them a little bit, then they bring out the facelifted design. So I think there's a lot of things to look forward to here. I'm very happy with the step that they're going in this direction. The car is supposed to drive a lot better, it's supposed to have a lot better steering, you know, better adaptive suspension, better performance, better handling. The interior is just so much nicer than the F-Series cars, and that's really where BMW was lacking, honestly, and I definitely think that they've remedied that substantially. So let me know your guys' thoughts about the new BMW 3 Series down below. I hope you guys like it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I had a lot of fun making it, and I had a really fun weekend as well, so I hope you guys enjoyed that montage. With all that being said, please be sure to leave me a like, subscribe to the YouTube channel, and I'll catch you on the next one. Later, guys.
1998, this shit fire.